Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Sade, and in today's video we are going to be making over the staircase at my mum and dad's house. It was a little bit dated and I wanted to give them a traditional but with a modern twist staircase. This makeover is part of a huge transformation I'm doing of my mum and dad's entire house. I'm making an entire series of it, so make sure that you're subscribed so you don't miss a video from me in the future, because we've got plenty of rooms to get through. First things first, new carpet. I will link what this carpet is down below. I'm pretty sure you can probably only get it in the UK, but essentially it is a very fluffy but durable, because it's going on the stairs, cream white carpet. The guys that installed it were fantastic and it made such a difference. This is the landing. As you can see, it's pretty plain. Where we had the carpet before, Mum painted around the carpet, so I need to sand down all of these jaggedy bits, make it smooth so it looks nice. Give the edges a good sanding because they're going to be on show, but we're getting 60cm wide stair runner, so it's going to hide most of the stairs, but we'll see a little bit on the sides. Paneling all up the stairs. Now, let me show you one thing that is a little bit tricky with stairs. I've done loads of paneling before, you know. This is Mum and Dad's bedroom that I recently did. Now, as you can see, it's just squares, so it's really easy to work with the angles because it's just square, 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 45, 45, 90. We've got slants going down. Instead of all of my boxes being dead square, I'm gonna have to make the kind of like oblong shapes where the angles go down. I'm gonna have to calculate what angle I'm making all of the cuts at. GCSE and A-level maths needs to come and hit me hard, because in my head right now, I'm thinking, I don't even know where I'm gonna start. So I need to figure out the best way to calculate an angle, but let's do this. I'm so excited for this transformation. I started off by sanding the stairs. I'm using a 40 grit sandpaper initially, followed up with a 120 just to smooth everything over.
The next day.
Okay, so last night I stayed up until just midnight and I ended up sanding all of the stairs down, most of these parts to the bare wood, because that's going to get a lot of traction, so I need to make sure that they're ready for new paint. And then I ended up using the Valspar primer and undercoat in white for wood paint to prime the fronts of the steps. The top of the steps I'm going to be using the Annie Sloan in Athenian black chalk paint, and then I'm going to be topping everything off with this clear gloss lacquer. At this point, it's actually just ridiculous. I have been so stressed about getting this done that I just had to switch off from the rest of the world, including setting my cameras up, and just crack on with the task at hand. So I'm really sorry to say, but I haven't filmed any like close-ups on this camera for doing the whole stair makeover. The progress so far. So all of the steps have been painted, their second coat of primer on the edges. The middle, as you can see, there are little hazy bits where I'm not bothered. We're putting the runner down, so it's not really that big of a deal. This stuff is fantastic, and I've used barely any of it for all of those steps, and the handrails and stuff I'm just getting through, and I'm getting through doing them now. This is actually the carpet sample. This is the colour that it's going to be when the carpet goes down. It's actually going to be quite wide, so we ended up going with 60cm wide. It's just going to be a small slither on each edge, so I actually really didn't have to even go as far as to paint the whole step, the whole front of the step. I could have literally just brought it in here and concentrated on that, which would have been quicker. This colour carpet looks gorgeous. It really does. It looks really nice against the whole thing. So I'm so happy. And you know what? Having the black, I thought it would make it a little bit dark, but it doesn't. It gives it that kind of modern feel. It still looks so bright because the whole staircase is white. I've actually almost forgotten what it looked like before. It looks fantastic now. But this is the view of the staircase now. It looks so much better. It literally looks so good. Okay, so this is how I did the paneling. I feel like I'm pretty good at paneling. I've done it multiple times before. However, it is a little bit trickier on the staircase. Here I am using a material detector. This is really important to use around lights and sockets and copper pipes and stuff, so you don't burst anything or drill into anything. However, I must say this probably isn't the best one that you can buy. It's a relatively cheap one, so it does kind of just like do its own thing sometimes, but I would say 80% of the time it picks up if something's behind the wall, so you don't drill into it. I just want you to keep in mind that this is a little bit more of a difficult paneling task and it requires you figuring out angles and cuts and stuff like that. However, do not use a protractor like I did. Go and buy yourself a digital angle measurer from Amazon or some sort of store, please, because the maths I was mathing that day gave me brain frazzle. It just took way longer than it needed to. So please go and get an actual measurer. But you can see here, I worked all of them out as if I was in GCSE maths, and I never want to do that again. For the most part in this video, you will see that I'm using a nail gun to adhere all of the strips of wood to the wall. However, this part was a little bit longer and a little bit trickier to hold in place, so we also used some no more nails to secure it. Some information on the wood because I know I'm going to get questions about it. I cannot link it down below. I'm so sorry, but it was from a local DIY store, so they don't have a website. I went to as many stores as I could and I compared prices and sizes of the wood, and I found some that I was happy with and I thought would give a really grand design to the staircase. On the screen right now are the dimensions for the wood for the panelled boxes that go underneath. So I can share that with you and you can go and find something as similar as you can. They were about £6 per 2.5 metre strip as well, just as a little price point for you. But the wood that I'm cutting and adhering to the wall right now, I can't share dimensions because I don't have them. Obviously it was a little bit bigger than the one that I just shared with you. So whatever you can get your hands on and whatever you think looks good in your hallway, do it. Some advice I can give you when it comes to the measuring is draw before you cut anything. I will typically draw out the design, measure the wall, and then translate the measurements onto the paper. This means I get a real visual for how everything's going to look, and I shouldn't make mistakes when it comes to the measurements and the cut. And obviously your measurements will be totally different to mine, but if you're looking for some inspiration, I typically leave a 4-inch or 10 centimeter gap around all the paneling and between the panel boxes. And similarly with the handrail or top piece of wood, it will typically sit between 80 centimeters to 1 meter, but it totally depends on your staircase and how you want it to look. Just so you can see, I've basically measured all the measurements for every single line that I'm doing. Don't worry about this because you're going to paint over it anyway, and it just helps you to know exactly what measurements are where. Marked on all of the measurements for each long piece of wood all the way across, and what I also am going to go through and do is mark out all of the angles. This is going to be really important for angles like this. These ones I know are square, so it's going to be a 90 divided by 2 is a 45-degree angle, but ones like this at the bottom, I'm going to have to work those out. To paint the paneling, I am using one of my favourite whites, which is Whitey White by Friendship Paint, and it is their Lazy Range furniture paint. It's got no need to prime, no need to seal. I love this paint, and you will know that if you've watched my parents' bedroom makeover. If you've been super busy and you haven't had a chance to watch that, I will leave that links for you in the top right hand corner and down below in the description box, because you will get to know a little bit more about how to panel, and I think I give a little bit more detail in that video as well. But this part's really easy. You just want to do 2 to 3 coats and make sure that it's really evenly applied. Okay guys, oh my god, my hair. This is so funny. Sorry, I've woken up from a nap a few hours ago and then literally just threw myself into just painting, but it is what it is. I have started painting the hallway, and at first the colour I was a bit like, this colour's a little bit warm. You can kind of see it behind me. I don't actually know how well it's picking up there. You can see the difference between the white and the colour there. I was thinking it's a little bit warm, I'm not entirely sure, but I actually think it's perfect, and when I've done the whole entire hallway, I think it's just going to look so luxe, which is obviously the vibe that we're going for. Catch your breath, Shannon, oh my god. Also, I've got some like plastic tarpaulin, or just some plastic like sheet material, just draped really roughly along the stairs so that it doesn't get on the newly freshly painted stairs, because tomorrow the carpet's getting fitted, so I don't want to have to repaint anything and then it stick to the carpet, etc. Worcester Sherlock GT convertible, I'll leave it linked down below for you, but look how sturdy this thing is. Can it go out any further? I don't think so. That's as far as it goes. You can actually put another extension on here, but I don't have that attachment. Slowly just making sure I'm concentrating on holding it, because the worst thing right now would for me to be to just drop it like all the way down the stairs and it just crashed all the way down every single step, you know? I managed to get the walls painted just in time before the carpet fitter came. You will have seen him at the beginning of this video cutting the carpet to size. He then needed to take that away and get that done off-site to get whipped and bound on the side so it holds all the carpet fibres together essentially. And this is him back a few weeks later. It was so hard finding someone that was willing to fit a carpet runner, because I think it's probably a skill that takes a lot of effort. It's very complex and probably not done very often, but we were so happy to find him. He did an excellent job, and seeing the carpet go down like this was just the cherry on top. Hey, I just wanted to pop in and say thank you so much for watching this video. If you've made it all the way to this point, I really appreciate it. If you haven't already, please like, comment and subscribe. This video is part of a series on my channel, Making Over My Childhood Home, so there's going to be plenty of videos for you to get your teeth into, especially in the future when I come and do more room makeovers. Thank you again for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you love the reveal, so let's get into it.
I hope you don't mind if I say that I love you, 'cause there's so many ways that I want to carve out our names, board a last minute plane, just us two. We can chase the sun as it sets in the mountains, find luck like a bet in Greek fountains, or lay lazy in bed with your head on my chest. I hope you don't mind if I say that I love you.